Is it absurd? Is it lame? No, it's Nerdgasm, your source for everything nerd. News, comics, and entertainment. I'm your host, Brittany Page. This week on Nerdgasm, it's all about heroes. We'll head down to Big B to talk shop and gain some insight on the upcoming Captain America movie, Civil War. We'll check out the latest nerd news, and we'll run down our top 5 Batman actors of all time. Don't miss today's basement debate, Marvel's Avengers versus the Justice League. Let's take a look at the latest nerd news. Netflix announced this week that Daredevil is getting a new vigilante to the mix. The Walking Dead's Jon Bernthal is joining the cast of Season 2 as the anti-hero Frank Castle, better known as the Punisher. The head of the Marvel Television, Jeff Lowe, had this to say: Jon Bernthal brings an unmatched intensity to every role he takes on, with a potent blend of power, motivation, and vulnerability that'll connect with the audiences. Castle's appearance will bring a dramatic change to the world of Matt Murdock, and nothing will be the same. In addition to this new development, Marvel has also unveiled the new logo for the show, in which it appears the Punisher has had his way with it. Zack Snyder's Batman vs. Superman: Dawn of Justice finally has its synopsis. Fearing the actions of a godlike superhero left unchecked, Gotham's own formidable, forceful vigilante takes on the metropolis' most revered modern-day savior, while the world wrestles with what sort of hero it really needs. And with Batman and Superman at war with one another, a new threat quickly arises, putting mankind in greater danger than it's ever known before. What does this mean for our caped crusader and the Man of Steel? Nothing good, that's for sure, but you know in the end they'll pull it all together. Now it's time to fly over to Big B Comics for Shop Talk with Dylan Rutledge to take a look at what we can expect from Captain America's Civil War, or as we like to call it, Avengers 3. Take a look.
In my opinion, the Captain America films have been like the best films for all the Marvel stuff, especially the Winter Soldier one they just did. So I couldn't be more excited to see them trying to adapt Civil War over to the film medium. So it's going to be a lot of Tony versus Captain America, and it's going to make it a far more personal tale in my opinion. But if I remember correctly, there's nothing that's too over the top or gratuitous to that film that, you know, they need anything more than a PG-13 rating. I think everything that they're going to try and hit story-wise, it'll all fall within that rating pretty comfortably, and it'll be pretty much on par with what you've seen like the Avengers films, but again, just a more tighter and more focused film. A lot of people forget that Fantastic Four actually factor into the story a lot, and I mean, they don't even have the creative licensing to use Fantastic Four in the film, so right off the hop, there's going to be that. The X-Men, they have a little brief bit into the whole story, so again, that's gone right off the hop. In terms of condensing it, again, I think it's just going to make it more of like a political thriller, similar to Winter Soldier. So it'll bear the name, but not really much of the storyline. I think it'll borrow the big story beats. And again, the idea of the superpowered good guys kind of basically beating on the, you know, non-superpowered good guys. That's the whole point of the story, is it's kind of the idea that with the superpower you can abuse it. You know, it can be used for the wrong reasons, and that's why they have the whole Superhero Registration Act that they try and enact, where people who are superheroes have to reveal their identity, and that's going to be the whole basis for the film. I don't think he'll have that big of a role in the film, beyond just kind of being a character that's there. They won't really flesh him out as much as, like, because again, it's supposed to be a Captain America film, right? It has the word Captain America in the title. So I believe he'll be there in presence. There's a lot of interesting things they could do with the character, but for the most part, is more so just, I think, there to kind of put the name out there and get people excited for the films they're going to be doing with him.
Thanks, Dylan. We look forward to hearing from you next week for more Shop Talk. To learn more about our friends at Big B Comics, or to find a location near you, check out bigbcomics.com. Heroes certainly are the flavor of the decade, so this week for Nerdgasm's Top 5, it only makes sense for us to count down the greatest actors to play DC's most famous vigilante, the Batman. Coming in at number 5 is someone who brought a light side to the Dark Knight, Will Arnett. Arnett is the voice of Batman in the critically acclaimed The Lego Movie. The writers of the Lego Movie took a risk and turned the masked vigilante into a goofball who never took anything too seriously, and with Arnett providing the voice, it certainly paid off. Will Arnett flawlessly batarangs his way into the number 5 spot.
First try.
This Batman, much like Will Arnett, is a little lighter in Batman Forever. After all, he's in a Gotham full of neon lights and colorful characters like Riddler and Two-Face, so we'll forgive him a few puns, jokes, and cheesy one-liners like something out of a cartoon. However, despite the lighthearted dialogue, Val definitely has his serious moments with the character. This balance of humor and darkness makes Val Kilmer number 4 on our list.
Can I persuade you to take a sandwich with you, sir? I'll get drive-through.
Though he wasn't the very first portrayal of Batman on the small screen, he's certainly the most memorable, so we absolutely couldn't leave Adam West off this list. His performance with tongue firmly planted in cheek, plus the trouble his Batman and Burt Ward's Robin would get into each week, isn't the only thing that earned him the 3rd spot, but also the massive impact he's had on pop culture. Don't forget your bat shark repellent.
Hand me down the shark repellent bat spray!
The star of Christopher Nolan's Dark Knight trilogy, Christian Bale, brings back the dark and gritty tones of his Batman from the classic Frank Miller comics. From the downright brutal fight scenes and his ability to strike fear into the hearts of bad guys, you can't deny Bale's deft performance as the Caped Crusader. After all, he gave us the Batman voice.
I swear to God.
Swear to me!
Before Kilmer and Bale, and long after Adam West, there was Michael Keaton, arguably the greatest Batman of all time. Despite the controversy of the casting choice for newcomer Tim Burton's first Batman film, this dark, gritty, and serious turn at The Dark Knight had all the highlights of Christian Bale's Batman, minus the voice, of course. Not only did he outshine the low expectations from fans and critics alike behind the mask, a fleshed and believable performance, the Bruce Wayne alter ego has yet to be topped on the big screen. This duality easily earns Keaton the number 1 spot on our list.
What are you? I'm Batman.
Agree? Disagree? Comment below, follow us on Twitter, and use the hashtag NerdgasmTop5 to tell us what you think. And vote for next week. We want to know who's your favorite Doctor. Marvel's Avengers have already staked claim to the throne when it comes to collaborative superhero movies on the big screen. But what we're about to see is a new contender arrive on the scenes. With the upcoming Batman vs. Superman movie, we're expected to finally see a blockbuster Justice League film in the next few years. So with that in mind, the Nerdgasm crew wanted to examine both superhero teams from their humble beginnings to present day. It's hard to say which team has the edge from story to character to the trails that they face, but our resident experts are ready to fight their sides in the edition of Basement of Debate. Please welcome our 2 resident debaters. On the side of the Justice League is Val Bonifaz, and arguing for the Avengers is Kyle Pike. Thanks for being here, guys. First, tell us a little bit about these super teams.
Well, for one thing, the Avengers is vastly superior to the Justice League in every single way. So pretty much what the Avengers have gone and done is they've gone and taken comic book culture and taken it from this like nerdy kind of niche market into this massive mainstream popularity where you can like sell it to anyone. So we got these major movies. They're all intertwined. They're not sequels, but they're all connected. They got stories that cross over, and because each movie, like each individual Avenger, has their own movie, they get so much character development. You get attached to these characters. Like, what's not to love about it?
Well, you can call it character development, or you can call it actually getting to know who Marvel is in the first place. I mean, DC has Batman and Superman. Everybody knows who they are. People who are older know who they are. People who are younger know who they are. They never had to do like 3 Iron Man movies before they could introduce other characters to build up to what the Avengers are.
Yeah, but they didn't need to do 4 Iron Man reboots to try to get a successful Superman movie going. Also, no one can get attached to Superman. He's invincible. It's like, oh no, he's not dead, it's a healing coma. Or no, just throw him into the sun, that will fix everything. And with Batman, yeah, each individual movie is good, but you get so confused because it's like, okay, now it's this Batman, now it's this Batman, now it's George Clooney. That's a great idea.
You want to talk about confusing? What about the Marvel Universe? Come on, you don't even know what's real and what's not.
It's all connected.
You pick up a comic book and you can't even read it because it'll be like, oh, this guy's dead. Oh, you want to see why? Oh, go to this issue in number 486.
So let's talk about the Batman comics, where they go and they start this whole plot line with Alfred being the Joker, and then they just completely cut it off and never mention it again.
DC and Marvel both have their downfalls, but come on, I can't even relate to most of the characters on the Avengers. I'm not gonna get injected with something and become superhuman and like not being able to die and stuff like.
And you're not going to get injected with kryptonite from an alien planet and fly off to Earth either.
Yeah, but Superman embodies the American culture.
Okay, it's on. Captain America. It's literally in the name. Also, Superman's not even from America. He's from Krypton. He's an illegal immigrant.
No, but he grew up. He's an illegal immigrant. Oh my God. Okay, whoa. Let's slow down there. Okay, Superman came to Earth and then basically.
And took our jobs.
Okay, guys, on that note, how about the villains? You know, the only thing that's greater than a good superhero team is the villains that they have to face. What do you have to tell me about Marvel and DC's villains that face the Avengers and the Justice League?
Okay, so with DC's villains, the last time they gave us the Justice League was an animated movie called Justice League New Frontier. In that movie, the villain was a giant, flying, sentient island with psychic powers that in its spare time liked to create cults for no reason other than sacrificing little boys. It served no purpose, he just wanted it to happen. And then it seems like that's its only power is creating plot holes. Anyways, for its ability to fly is done by shooting a laser out of the bottom of the island, projecting it into the air, and its weapon of choice is using dinosaurs that it shoots out, and when you kill them, it makes tinier dinosaurs. Yeah, sure, Loki and his alien army, it's not that creative, but at least it's not like a 5-year-old's fever dream.
Yeah, but with the Avengers, you have nobody who directly matches them. It's like you give them something that they can obviously beat. With DC, you have matched villains. Like take Batman and the Joker. They're complete opposites. They need each other. It's enough to build so many different series around it. Like it's enough. It has content. It has context too. With the Avengers, you don't see that.
If we're talking about contrast, we have Spider-Man and Venom, which both are in the Avengers at one point. Spider-Man is the good guy, and while Venom is literally the same powers, but he's in a darker suit, and you win that argument.
Exactly.
That's your argument. Don't you get 1 point.
All right, guys, you have anything else to add?
Justice League.
Oh.
I got something to add.
Oh God.
Aquaman is the most redundant superhero ever, alongside Hawkgirl. They're like the two losers that no one wanted to associate with, so they all got to sit at their own special table at the lunch hall. No one wants to hang out with them. They sit at the back of the bus.
That's exactly what everybody said about the Arrow. And where is he now? He has his own live action, like it's top rated, amazing storyline. Everybody loves it.
Why isn't he using a gun if he's such a great shot? Why is he using arrows?
Because he doesn't need it.
Is he going to use his boxing glove arrows to box the bad guys to death?
No.
Yeah, how's that working out for?
Well, that's all the time we have left. Thank you for both being here. Do you agree with either of our resident nerds? Share a completely different opinion? Let us know on Twitter using the hashtag NerdgasmDebate or argue with each other in the comments. Thanks for joining us this week on Nerdgasm.